Well, hello again, everyone. This is Matt with Gardens of Babylon, and it is June here in Nashville, which is National Pollinator Awareness Month. And I don't really need to tell you that bees are incredible. They're the key to the survival of 3/4 of the world's plants. Their pollination efforts are behind 1 in every 3 bites the typical American eats. That accounts for about $15 billion a year in U.S. crop services. That is a lot. Due to environmental issues which are causing a decline in bee colonies around the country, here are 5 pollinator-friendly steps home gardeners can take to help out our friends. Number 1, eliminate invasive plants. Most of these are aggressive, non-native species that aren't very attractive to pollinators anyway, but they are the biggest threat because they elbow out natives that are of high pollinator value. Number 2, plant in clusters. Diversity is important, but it's also helpful to plant in floral clumps of at least 5 plants per clump, whether shrubs, perennials, annuals, instead of this one here, one there, one there. Clusters are easier for pollinators to find and offer a bigger supply of pollen. Number 3, allow some cosmetic or temporary damage on some of your plants. Because if you can tolerate these cosmetic or temporary plant damage, this is kind of a sign that caterpillars are kind of maybe munching on some of these pollinator-friendly plants, which they use as a food source. That's their larval. That's the food for the larval stage, which then turn into butterflies or moths. So be friendly to them. Let leaves break down in the landscape beds to kind of serve as shelter for the beneficial insect eggs, as well as they add insulation for the plants and as a way to enrich your soil. Number 4, give pollinators a water source. Bird baths or water features are 2 good ways to help with this. Shallow puddles are excellent if you refresh your water every now and again to avoid any kind of mosquito collection and keep the pollinators well hydrated. Number 5, eliminate or reduce chemical applications around your landscape or garden, or try to choose natural pesticides when you have to apply around your property. And if you do have to apply, whether natural or non-natural, choose to apply later in the evening when the sun has gone down or it's dusk. These are the times when pollinators aren't active, so it gives a chance for the treatments to dry well before the next day and the pollinators get out there, and so they are not harmed by those applications. So just some things to keep in mind with those 5 steps. I've also brought along some of my friends that are very popular when it comes to being friendly and food sources for our pollinators. I have a host of plants. I'll just run through some of my favorites, from butterfly weed to different types of yarrow. Comes in yellow, reds, oranges, really great varieties for pollinators. I love all forms of echinacea or coneflower in the garden or landscape. I love catmint, very low maintenance, easy to care for plant, blooms profusely throughout the year. Great for pollinators. I also have lavender. I always have lavender around the property in my garden as a form for friendly for the pollinators. Last 2 here have agastacia is a honeybee magnet. You plant a couple clumps of these in an area where they can kind of run and gather. You will not regret it. Honeybees love agastacia, and also non-invasive forms of the butterfly bush. Really good long blooming shrub around the landscape that are very pollinator friendly. So just a couple plants to kind of stir the creativity in your home garden. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. We'll catch you later.